President, what proof do you have that people are intending to illegally vote in the midterms?
Just take a look. All you have to do is go around, take a look what's happened over the years, and you'll see. There are a lot of people, my opinion, and based on proof, that try and get in illegally and actually vote illegally. So we just want to let them know that there will be prosecutions at the highest level.
His opinion, and a lot of people, that's who we're supposed to believe when it comes to claims of voter fraud in the U.S. Illegal voting is a conspiracy that Trump pushed both as a candidate and now as president. Even his attorney general addressed it in the DOJ statement about monitoring federal voting rights laws. Quote, fraud in the voting process will not be tolerated. Fraud also corrupts the integrity of the ballot. Nothing about Russians there. But as the Washington Post points out, these claims aren't true. Quote, there is no evidence of widespread voter fraud in the U.S. Trump formed a commission to study the issue shortly after he took office that was disbanded without finding evidence of fraud after states refused to turn over voter data. Voting rights advocates denounced Trump's remarks as a blatant attempt to intimidate voters on the eve of Election Day and part of a pattern among Republicans, they said, to curtail voting access with strict rules that disproportionately affect voters of color who tend to vote Democratic. Joining our conversation is Jason Johnson. You know, I've made a joke, but no joke. This is not an administration particularly concerned about Russia's attempt to meddle in the 2016 election, but very, very worried, you know, hand-wringing up all night about something that doesn't happen. James Baker, Republican, and Jimmy Carter, former Democratic president, studied voter fraud after the 2000 Florida recount, and they found that there really wasn't much voter fraud at all. We have a different problem in this country. People don't vote.
Yeah, Nicole, it's interesting. Which of these scenarios is more likely? That someone's going to, you know, travel hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles through Guatemala, through rain, through snow, through mosquitoes, just to get up to the United States to wait in line for 3.5 hours?
To vote for, you know,
or somebody
some congressional candidates. It's ridiculous.
Exactly, as opposed to some GRU agent who's sitting in Moscow who says, yes, I can hack into Georgia fairly easily. Look, this is a lie the Republicans have been promoting for years, especially under this particular administration, and it serves two purposes. First off, it's meant to intimidate people from voting. It's anything that you can say that makes the voting process seem sketchy or problematic as a way to get unlikely or less likely voters to not come out. But also, it's to set up a narrative to intimidate and abuse potential candidates as well, because these constant comments suggest that, hey, if we see any discrepancy here, we're going to sue you, we're going to arrest you. It's basically saying we will try to prosecute our political enemies and our political opponents. It's a disturbing trend, but it's been sort of embraced by most members and most adherents of Trumpism.
It's amazing, though, that no one inside says, hey, you know, we might be vulnerable on this because we don't appear to be too worried about Russian interference in 2016. We call Bob Mueller's investigation into that, which